Good Monday morning. I'm Greg. This is Stephanie. This is our podcast, Living in Key West. We're both real estate agents here in the Florida Keys. So you've ever thought of getting a little slice of paradise, go ahead and let us know, and we'd be more than happy to help you out. Stephanie, what's up? What's going on? Where are we at? Who are you with?
Well, we just got back. It's been a whirlwind
Been a very busy week. Yeah.
But we just got back from the Orchid Fair. It was actually our second time.
Orchid Festival.
I think it's called the Orchid Fair. That's what the sign said.
What do I know? My name's not Orchid Greg.
It technically said Orchid Fair.
That is true. So who knows what it actually was, but it had orchids. So I'm about to... Orchid Greg's here now.
Yeah.
This is one that we got right here. This is one Stephanie picked out. This is Stevie.
Mm-hmm.
She's a beaut. And this is also a new one. And this is not, but this is actually one of the first ones I got.
For those who are listening and not watching the video, Greg has made a set here with our orchids. So he's pointing to each of the orchids. I'm just thinking if someone's not watching the video.
One is a vibrant purple.
Beautiful.
The other one has a very large bloom with white leaves, and then like the middle is like a veiny purple, which is kind of cool.
Very cool. It almost kind of looks like a Venus flytrap, I think.
Yep. And then the other one is like a lavender with like a dark purple in the middle.
Beautiful.
Absolutely stunning.
But he has a set here like on the table next to us as a set, so that's what he's describing.
Yeah. So the Orchid Festival was our fair, whatever it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We went Friday, and then we went back today. But it was shockingly busy.
It was really busy. It started at noon on Friday, and we had the goal of being there, right around when it opened, because we thought, well, it won't be busy. It'll be cooler because it's earlier in the day, and then also you'll have like your pick of the orchids that you wanted. But we got there. I mean, we didn't get there much after 12, and it was
like 12:08,
hopping. And there, you wanted to. We kept going up to talk to them about joining the Orchid Society, and they were so busy every time. Eventually, we just left because we would like shop, and then we'd go back, and then we'd shop, and we'd go back, and it was so busy. And there were really three main vendors. And then there was like one that's kind of in the middle, and then there were like a couple that were like smaller vendors. But the three main vendors, it was wild that like the sheer volume of orchids that they had. Like there were so many. It sounds small, and it was kind of a small-ish fair, but the amount and variation of the orchids that they had, I was shocked. I was completely shocked it was good, I thought.
Yeah.
So how many did you end up getting?
I got 7 orchids, and just saw something outside. I got 7 orchids, and I spent less than $300.
Yeah,
which is pretty good because there were some expensive orchids there.
What was the most expensive one? Like $350?
No, the most expensive one was that vanilla orchid. The vanilla bean orchid.
$650.
$650. $600? $650?
$650.
Took 15 years to get to that size, which is kind of crazy.
It's wild.
So, I mean, it produces vanilla beans.
Yeah.
Which is also really cool.
Yeah.
I guess if you want one that's producing, pay $600.
Yeah, or you just want like a really spectacular, like very mature orchid, like in your collection or something. Yeah, it was really cool. So, but then there were some that were like $350. I mean, there were some expensive orchids.
There was a lot in the $100 plus range, like $100 to $150.
Yeah.
Most were like this one right here, the vibrant purple one, is $55. This little fella right here was still $35. 30. Was still $30.
Yeah.
So,
but they're very unique.
Yes.
They're very,
you're not getting these at Home Depot.
Right. They're like the more sort of like exotic variations. So, I mean.
Orchid Greg was very happy. Orchid Greg would have liked to have gotten more.
Yes.
But,
So
I'm at 30 right now.
You got 7 on Friday.
Yep.
Then we went back today, which is Sunday. And you got one more technically, but you didn't really, well, you kind of bought it. So we joined. But
it was to join the Orchid Society.
Yeah.
So, which was, I think, $55.
Yeah.
As couple.
As a couple,
as a family.
Right. And then you got an orchid as part of it. And
you got a little baby orchid as part of it.
Yeah.
So, so it put me at 30, which is exciting. And another exciting thing is one of our buddies on TikTok, Angie, sent us an orchid. And when it arrived, it was in pretty rough shape. It completely wilted. I mean, it was just mold was on top of it. It was bad.
It was completely soggy. Like it looked completely waterlogged, and then mold. It was mold, it was all over the top. It was.
She got her money back.
She did get her money back. Yes.
But we took it there, asked some of the people at the Orchid Society, which we are now members of, if they thought that we could save it, and the answer was maybe. So I took it apart today, like took all the the
peat moss and stuff.
Took that off of it, let the roots breathe, and I'm going to attach it to some wood, and we'll see. It's going to be a touch and go for a little bit. Yeah. But
basically, what the guy said, we're going to talking to a couple people who were kind of consulting with us on it. They were saying that a lot of times manufacturers will plant the orchids like in that peat moss and that because it retains moisture, and so then they don't have to water it as frequently because it retains moisture. But technically, orchids don't prefer that. They prefer, if you're watching, like sort of the exposed roots.
The bare roots is what they're called in orchid terminology.
The bare roots. So that's basically what we did is we unpacked all of it. So it's just bare. I mean, that's literally all it is. It's bare roots at this point.
Stephanie's taking pictures of it as we go. So we'll post it. But so make sure you're part of one of our social media channels or all of them. Yeah. And So
we're going to fix that we got a plank of wood that has a hanger. We got that. So we got to figure out, they said that we can just like glue it, which is crazy, but we can just glue it.
And then one of the ladies said, put cinnamon on it.
Yeah. Like on the stem where the stalk originally was, we've cut it down now, cut all the dead off of it. But she said, put cinnamon up there and it helps to, I don't know.
She didn't say.
Plug it or something?
She didn't say.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I made a joke about putting it in the microwave and eating it, and I think I derailed that. So.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. So anyways, we got some tips. So we think we're going to be able to revive it. It has some
fingers
life left
crossed.
in it. Yeah.
I mean, it's in a great environment, right? It's in the Key West. Yeah. It's in the tropics. So
if it can't survive
here. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah. But fingers crossed. That'd be really cool. That would be cool. When I write my orchid book, maybe I'll toss that in there.
Just be one of your tales.
Yeah.
Orchid tales.
You guys remember that one orchid? So, man, that's a lot of orchid talk. But, hey, there's a lot of orchid going on today. This past couple days. Yeah.
Actually, Friday was probably our busiest day this week because we went to the orchid.
No, Saturday was. Which was yesterday.
Was it Saturday? That's when we went on the art walk?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Saturday. Saturday was. Yeah, Saturday was the busiest. We just had a lot of stuff going on yesterday.
So Saturday we went, which was yesterday. Remember, we shoot this on Sundays, drops Monday morning. But we went and did an artist walk, which was really cool. 5 artists, local artists, at their houses that work out of their houses. We went and got to tour their studios and most of their house and look at their art. You could buy it too. So we went 5 and we walked the whole thing. Lenny went with us. She was a really good girl.
She was a good girl.
So that was a lot of fun. And then, and some of the houses were really cool.
Oh my gosh. We went for the houses.
Yeah.
I mean, we went for the artists too, but.
You going to read some more before I move on?
Oh, yeah. You were moving on?
I was.
Okay. So there were 5 stops, but the 4th stop, so there were a couple that had like incredible houses. Like, I mean, so cool. Just so historically maintained. You can just tell like they're artist homes. Like they just have that like feeling of being like an artist's like creative space.
Well, and just like a Key West vibe.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Like I understand. I totally understand renovating a house and putting new in, and I appreciate that. I do. And I appreciate the value of that and I appreciate the pros of that, like I do, but there's something for me in walking into a house and seeing that they've maintained like the sort of the old but like a little wonky floors, or like the stair, the banister on the stairs that's like much shorter than like what you would put in now, or there's paint on the floors that you can tell there's just layers and layers that like I don't know, there's just so much character and so much beauty that they've maintained. And you, like I said, you can tell they're like artist homes because they're like kind of funky and just really like beautiful and cool. So anyways, but one of the stops was 625 Grinnell Street, and it's actually sort of like a little artist haven. So there were 3 artists who worked out of that space, 1 painter and 2 writers. And one of the writers is named Jessica Argyle. And she has a couple of books. I don't really read fiction typically. I just don't normally find fiction that interests me. But she told us about her book, No Name Key. And it's about a woman who escapes a abusive husband and makes a life for herself on No Name Key. It's set in like the 1930s during like the Depression era. I just started it, but it's really good so far. Like, it reminds me very much of Where the Crawdads Sing. If anyone's ever read that, it's sort of the same vibe. And there's another book after this one. I don't know if there's 3 or 2. I think
there's 2.
There was 2 in her studio.
She's writing a third.
She's writing a third, yeah. And she was really sweet. So I was excited to be able to support her. So I got one of her books and she autographed it for me, and I'm really liking it. So anyways, I wanted to shout out to Jessica Argyle. Maybe we'll try to get her to come on the podcast and talk about.
Yeah, that's some more exciting news. So we have our regular podcast that drops Mondays, where we talk about what's going on in the week, what we did in the week, what's coming up in Key West, halves of the week, and
real estate,
all that other fun stuff. But we're also going to start doing another podcast where we're interviewing.
It's not another podcast;
people.
It's another episode.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's still going to be living in Key West, but it's going to be like
interviews.
Yeah, interviews with local businesses, business owners. Our restaurateurs.
Yeah. Or just interesting people.
People. So we already definitely have one on the books, but we're talking with another one right now. Yeah. Just got to figure out when to do it. Yeah. And I made a list of a lot of people, and I think we can have some really cool guests on our podcast. Yeah. And
I'm looking forward to that.
So something to look forward to. Yeah. I think that's going to be really cool once we start doing it.
Yeah, I agree. So we have been doing the like one adventure, one new restaurant per week. And we very successfully went on a few new adventures this week because we did the Artist Walk, which was really cool. Highly recommended. Yep. That was put on by the Studios of Key West. So if you are at all interested in art in any form, be it like literary or painting or music or anything, the Studios of Key West is sort of like the hub for a lot of that happens on this island. So check that out. So we did the Artist Walk, and then we did the orchids. We went
to the Botanical Gardens, which was the first time. So that also that was the first time we've been to the Botanical Gardens.
We went to the Botanical Gardens.
They had a really cool Cuban
chug like exhibit, yeah, or maybe like an installation, I would say.
Yeah,
it's permanent.
It was chugs that had that Cuban refugees came over from Cuba on, and either they landed at the Marquesas, some in the Dry Tortugas, or here in Key West. But it's crazy to see.
Well, chugs are boats, if you don't know.
Yeah,
they're like
chugs
small,
are their boats that they a lot of
cobbled
them are
together.
that they make.
Yeah,
they just use
wild.
what they have and build it. One was the engine was from a Nissan car. Yeah. That's crazy that they even know how to do all that. But it's insane to see it and see that they traveled from Cuba through rough waters, through all that stuff, and made it to Key West or those other islands on those boats. It's so that was something to see.
Very interesting to see that at the Botanical Gardens, which I did not realize that was there. But the gardens were really cool too. And then they were having like a plant sale, spring festival type something. I don't know exactly.
Orchids from there.
You may have got a couple of orchids from there.
But orchids from the person that's at that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Actually, this orchid's from her.
From her, yep. So we did that. So we went on a few adventures this week, things that we haven't done before. We failed to go to a new eatery, though.
We're just too busy.
Yeah. But we did go to One Love. We go to One Love every week. And so
One Love.
I don't feel like we've mentioned One Love, but we've never really like talked about it. So I think we should talk about it a little bit more.
Perfect.
So One Love is on Stock Island. It's actually a food truck.
At the Chevron gas station. So if you're coming into Key West, it's on the left side on Stock Island before you actually get onto the island of Key West. And Chef Clive is the creator of One Love Food Truck. He is an amazing chef. He does like Caribbean, Jamaican food. Yep. Everything he makes, no joke, is so delicious. I haven't had anything bad.
So he all of a sudden on Sundays he started making this soup. It's like a lemongrass chicken. I don't even know.
That's all I can say.
It's so good. Like it's so good. It's almost like a kind of reminds me of like a
phenomenal
Jamaican like chicken and dumplings kind of or something. But it's everything he makes is so flavorful, so delicious, so fresh. And you can just tell that a lot of like love and care goes into his cooking. Like you can tell it's his passion and he really like cares about it. And oftentimes he's working the food truck, which the food truck is not. He's a private chef. He does a bunch of other stuff. He worked at the yacht club for like 7 years as the executive chef there. And he's built his career on this island. But anyways, he's wonderful. He's a great guy, but his food is incredible. And, we just love to eat there. One Love. It's and there's like outside seating. It's all shaded. It's like a cute little.
Yeah, and you would think that there's a ton of road noise in that back little
there's really
eating
not.
nook area, and there's not.
No,
it's fairly quiet. It's shaded.
Yeah, they've got fans. They've got it all kind of decorated.
Yeah. And they're playing music too, so it kind of maybe drowns out the road noise a little bit. So
so we
check
love.
It out.
What do you like the mahi tacos? Favorite fish tacos?
Mahi tacos, because it comes with like a delicious little salad.
Oh my gosh. So good.
Then rice and beans.
Yeah. And the portions are huge.
Are good, especially for the price and especially for Key West.
Yeah.
The salmon's really good.
The salmon's so good.
You get the salmon, the sticky rice, and then like some sauteed like vegetables, zucchini, and some like sauce.
It's like I think you pronounce it like beer blanc. It's it's almost like tastes like a butter white wine like type sauce. It's very good. I like to get their jerk chicken dinner. So you're
probably having that for dinner tonight, huh?
Maybe. It's a pretty sizable portion of jerk chicken. And then you get a big thing of beans and rice, 2 sweet plantains. Is that it? Yeah, just the beans and rice. Delicious. I eat half of it for lunch, and then I normally save the other half for dinner because it's such a big portion.
Nice helping. And then ginger tea.
Oh, the ginger tea is essential. They have gluten. They have a number of. All this is gluten free.
Most of it.
Most of the stuff on their menu is gluten free. Not all of it, but the vast majority.
If you have celiacs or anything like that, you definitely want to.
Well, of course, yes. But it's marked as gluten free.
Yeah.
So they have like gluten free rum cakes, which are so good. They have. They used to be conch fritters, but conch got very expensive, and so they're called saltfish fritters now. They're gluten free. I am not mad that they don't have conch. Like they taste delicious.
The premise is still the same.
Absolutely.
So it tastes very similar.
Absolutely.
It might even be better because sometimes conch can be a little tough.
Yeah. Oh, what about the shrimp dishes? They have shrimp my way, shrimp your way. So one's like jerk and the other one's like a butter garlic. I mean, truly, I think we've eaten close to everything on the menu, and it's all. I would highly recommend any of it. It's all very, very good. Yep. So, and they have breakfast now too. So you can go there for breakfast.
One Love.
Yeah, One Love. So wasn't new this week, but I felt like we could spotlight it and talk about it because we go there every week and one of our top places to go on the island or off the island, I guess, technically. And support Chef Clive.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
I keep yawning. I'm
noticed.
over here drinking coffee.
You're drinking coffee.
And I keep yawning. But it's been a busy week. It's been a busy day. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. Not by choice. It's more now my internal clock is going off. So,
but you just get up and look at the MLS and...
Yeah, I get up and I start working, man.
Yeah.
You got to just chug away. And I get up and I already have our coffee going. And I look at the MLS, see what's new, see what's pending, sold, all that grand stuff. Look at our emails. I did make pancakes the other day.
You did make pancakes. Our favorite pancakes.
Yes, guys.
This is a food podcast now, so just hopefully you like
these
that.
Pancakes, so we're gluten-free. I've eaten a lot of gluten-free pancakes. My favorite is actually the Bisquick gluten-free. I used to have Pamela's a lot, but that's made with almonds, and I can't have almonds, so switched to Bisquick. And I actually really like it.
Very good.
So you use whatever you like, whatever batter. I put a little bit of sugar and a little bit of vanilla in there, not much. We didn't have vanilla this time, so couldn't tell. And then you zest a lemon. I usually do about a whole lemon. Get that nice little lemon flavor in there. And then goat cheese and wild blueberries. Wild blueberries.
They're the little tiny ones.
Yep. Not regular blueberries. Little baby wild blueberries.
So good.
And enjoy. You're welcome. Thank me later.
They're our favorite pancakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't measure the goat cheese or the wild blueberries.
Measure with your heart.
What's in your heart is how much you should put in there. Stephanie, what is coming up this week?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So
you are? Okay.
Before I tell you what's coming up this week, I want to talk about something that is coming up like in a couple of months.
Oh.
So in a couple of months, they are going to be commissioning a brand new Navy destroyer in Key West, which this is a big deal. So it's a 510-foot destroyer, and the ship's named, I think it's Lana Higby. Sorry, let me tell you the full name because I want to make sure that I'm doing it.
Glad you're reading it, not me.
So the Navy's newest guided missile destroyer, the USS Lana Higby. So the ship's namesake, Lana Higby, was a Navy nurse pioneer. She was the first woman to receive the Navy Cross for her exemplary work as superintendent of the newly formed U.S. Navy Nurse Corps during World War I, which I thought was
cool.
So
that was the coolest.
Cool.
I think that's the coolest part.
Yeah. So here's another sort of weird thing. So she was christened and launched in 2021 in Pascagoula, Mississippi, which is actually where Jimmy Buffett was born. So that's kind of like a interesting
wild fact.
Yeah. So she won't officially be part of the U.S. Navy until she's commissioned here in Key West. And the Navy's commissioning traditions date back to 1775. So like I said, this is like a very big deal.
That's when Columbus sailed the ocean.
Oh my gosh. So it says during the commissioning ceremony, orders are given to hoist the colors, meaning the flag, and the commissioning pennant. At the moment the commissioning pennant is broken at the masthead, the ship becomes a Navy command in her own right and a member of the Navy fleet. The most iconic part of the ceremony occurs when the ship's sponsor gives the order. Officers and crew of the USS Lana Higby man our ship and bring her to life. Crew members run aboard the ship and man the rails side by side as the ship's systems come online. So this is happening on May 13th. So there's a lot of there's some different events and things that I guess they're doing some fundraising around leading up to that. But they're anticipating as many as like 5,000 visitors will come into town just for the commissioning.
For it.
Yeah, just for the commissioning, which is really cool. And my dad was in the Navy.
Yeah.
And he was on an aircraft carrier. He was also on a number of submarines. He may have been on some other ships. Those are the two that I know of his service. But I think that'd be really cool to go to. So I imagine we'll definitely
It'd be totally rad.
Yeah, but I wanted to just put that out there because there's anyone who's listening who would want to make their way.
Well, someone was asking us what was going on the 20th.
Well, that's why that's why I asked was the third weekend, the 13th, because I thought maybe it was that, but no. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, May 13th, So that's, in a couple months. So
That'd be cool.
I'm pulling up what is going on the upcoming weeks. So the Studios of Key West, they're offering, so that's who I was saying does a lot of the art related stuff in town. They have Jazz on the Roof with Libby York.
Ooh.
Critically acclaimed vocalist Libby York is known for her swinging renditions of great American songbook classics, bossa nova gems, and obscure treasures. She's appeared at top venues in New York, Chicago, LA, and Paris, and her recordings are featured on jazz radio worldwide. This, quote, first Monday Jazz on the Roof concert will feature her trio and the beautiful Hughes View rooftop setting. The show starts at 5:30. Tickets are $40. It's at 533 Eaton Street, Key West. So that's the rooftop of the studios. That's that address. Red Barn Theater is offering the Code March 7th to the 25th. If you're interested in theater, I would check out the Code. Tickets are online or available at the box office at the Red Barn Theater. March 9th and 10th, the studios are welcoming Amanda McBroom. She's been called the greatest cabaret performer of her generation, an urban poet who writes like an angel and has a voice to match.
Wow.
She is going to be performing at the Helmerich Theater. There's $75 for tickets. Again, that's 533 Eaton Street, Key West, because it's the studios. And then we have the Artisan Market next Sunday. So they're doing it every Sunday between now and I think like April 13th or something like that.
Otherwise, it's
every other.
Last Sunday.
I thought it was every other. I don't know. It's a weird schedule. So you kind of have to like watch their Facebook page. But it's every Sunday now between like for the next month or something.
Is there something special going on?
Well, each week I think that they kind of have like a different theme. So I can't remember what this week's was. I just saw it. But next week's, March 12th, it's Gone to the Dogs, is what. So it says, basically, I think it's going to be the same
people.
Yeah, but the donations that they raise support the local SPCA next Sunday.
Every week, there's a special donation that they give to.
No, I think thematically,
special organization.
Remember when we went for what was the special market?
Food and wine.
The food and wine, right. Yeah. So that one, there were more vendors there. But I think that maybe now it'll be like each week. Yeah. That they're like sponsoring. And then there's also an Anne McKee Artist Fund Fine Art Auction. So if you're into art, if you're a collector, you can go to the Studios of Key West on March 12th. So that's next Sunday. Doors open at 6:15. The auction starts at 7. So there's a lot of art coming up this week.
A lot of art.
Yeah.
Keep you busy.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no.
I'm yawning.
All right. So that's it. So time for the House of the Week.
Yeah. So this house.
If you follow along with us on our TikTok on our live.
Yeah.
We walk by it pretty much every morning.
Every morning. And
I think it's a cute little butte.
It's very cute. It's very cute, and it's in a phenomenal location. Yeah. I mean, if you want to be in like the hustle bustle of Old Town, it's in a great location.
Very close to the lighthouse.
It's like
and very close to Hemingway House.
2 doors down from the lighthouse, 5 doors down from the Hemingway House.
And you can throw a football. Oh, sorry, guys. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. Very unprofessional. You can... The Vols right there.
Oh my gosh.
You can get everywhere from that place. So it is listed at $849,000. It is a 1-1, 620 square feet with a sleeping loft up in the loft.
Mm-hmm. And they have looks like a queen size bed up there, so it's a legitimate sleeping loft.
Yep. And everything's newly remodeled since 2016, but it looks good.
It looks very good.
And then there's also like a nice little sitting place out back, like you got a little deck or whatever, which is nice. And then you also have like a really cool front porch if you wanted to do some serious people watching.
You could do some serious people watching.
Yeah. So if this interests you at all, I'll put a link to this in our in the write up and reach out to us.
Yeah.
If you're
10 Whitehead Street.
1010 Whitehead Street.
1010. Yep.
And it's 849, 1-1, 620 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
And really cool.
I could see it being great if you're someone who loves to come to Key West, spend time here, and you want a place that's like your home here, right? Like when you're here, you don't have to rent a vacation home. You don't have to worry about dealing with other people. Like you've got your place, it's comfortable, and you can feel comfortable spending, a month here, a few months here, whatever. But you don't want like a $4 million house. You just want a space that's comfortable and, your family can use it, your friends can use it, whatever you want to do. But that's kind of how it feels to me.
But there is a $4 million house that's
for sure
just rebuilt completely.
Yeah. We'll say that too.
2 houses from the Hemingway house. It's beautiful.
Well, right. Like 2 houses down on the other side of the street.
And right across the street is the lighthouse.
Yeah. Your next door neighbor two doors down from that one is Ernest Hemingway's house. And your across the street neighbor is the lighthouse and keeper's quarters. Yeah. That one's 925 Whitehead and that one's
bigger.
$4 million.
Bigger. It's like 5.5, 2,500.
Yeah, it's
I don't actually.
It's a big house.
That's our because that wasn't our house of the week.
That wasn't our house of the week.
But we'd be more than happy to help you get that one also.
Yeah, we'll sell it.
So that's that. That's our house of the week.
It is
really cool. Definitely check that one out.
Yeah.
What else, Stephanie? Anything?
Well, just because this is a food podcast now.
Yes.
I had a couple of random things that I thought I'd share.
Sure, go ahead.
Enlighten people.
Is that why you have this?
Yes. I have some snacks here.
A whole bunch of snacks over here.
Some snacks. So there's these chocolates that, so in my opinion, I don't like boxes of chocolates. I never think that when you get those like Russell Stover, like hearts of chocolates that have like all those, I don't like any of them except for one.
Ooh.
The coconut.
Caramel.
No, I don't like those. Their caramel's not good. I like good, like salted caramels or like something, but the ones from Russell Stover, like those box of chocolates, I don't like those.
Is there any other chocolates good?
Yes, that's what my whole point. The one chocolate in the Russell Stover and the box of chocolates is the toasted like the little coconut clusters.
Toasted coconut.
That's the one that I ever liked. I'm also a dark chocolate girl.
Yep.
But these Niagara chocolates, I get them at Publix. If you're watching on the podcast, I'll hold them up so you can see them. They are toasted coconut clusters, lightly toasted coconut and creamy milk chocolate. I'm telling you, these things taste like the elevated version of those coconut clusters in the Russell Stover box of chocolates. So if you're like me and those are the only ones you like, get these. These are better. They're like softer too. Like they're more like fresh tasting or whatever. These are addictive. I could probably eat the whole bag. Yeah, they're super yummy. Greg can't have them.
She won't even share them with me.
Oh, I will. I've offered them to you, but
why can't I have them?
I think that, because they have salted almonds and some peanuts. Now, I don't taste the almonds or peanuts. I feel like they're so small. They're in there just for like that crunchy like texture feeling. But it just tastes like chocolate and coconut to me. So that's really yummy. Okay, so this I'm sharing, but I feel a little bad sharing this because I'm not entirely certain that you guys could even get this. So if you are on the island.
You don't feel that bad.
And you go to Fausto's, there's 2 Fausto's. So there's Fausto's on White Street, there's Fausto's on Fleming. Fausto's on White Street, I find to be a little more like organized and like more well stocked, but it has more basic stuff, like more predictable stuff. Whereas Fausto's on Fleming, it tends to be a little more I don't know, kind of disorganized to me, or like sometimes the shelves feel a little empty, but they have really like random things. You can find like little gems, and they have like cheeses and like all different stuff. They have like that Marquis caviar. Remember I was telling you about the caviar? Anyways, so they have like randomly you'll find really cool stuff at the Fausto's on Fleming Street. So that's actually the one that I prefer to go to. But I found this. It's homegrown popcorn. Again, I'll hold it up for if you're watching the podcast. They have like 5 different flavors. I got this one toffee almond. I legitimately almost ate this whole bag like in one sitting. It's so good. It really is. It's so good. And I'm not like big on, stuff that has like a lot of nuts or anything in it.
Yeah.
But the almonds in this are not overwhelming. And the toffee, it's like sweet, but it's like a little bit salty. It's really good. And I looked it up online because I was thinking like we could link to it or whatever. I cannot find where you can buy. Like, I think I could probably call and say like, can I just like open a wholesale account so I can just get like a box of this, because the only place I've ever seen it, I cannot find it online anywhere, is the Fausto's on Fleming Street. So they have toffee almond. They have one that's like dark chocolate and peanut butter. I think it's called like Buckeye. So it's popcorn. And then they had one that I got and tried that wasn't my favorite. It was good, but it was like a cheddar and like a bourbon something. I don't know. Anyways, the toffee almond, it's legit. Maybe I shouldn't share it because I don't want it to get like bought up. But anyways, I've never seen it anywhere else, and I cannot figure out how you would order it online, even for me to link to it. Homegrown popcorn. It's delicious. So yeah, you're welcome.
World.
Thank you for coming to my food podcast. Chef Steph.
At it again.
Yeah. So those are two yummy random snacks that I thought I'd share because they're good. Yeah.
Well, there you go. You guys are all caught up with us. There's a lot of orchid content, looking around for some orchids. But yeah, make sure we didn't talk about our groups, Facebook group.
Oh, we got to talk about our social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably.
Shameless plug right here, guys.
You probably follow us on, I would imagine, like TikTok. That's like our most like popular probably social media channel. But we're on a lot of the different social medias, and we share different content and interact in a different way across the platform. So there's a benefit in following us across all of them. So like we do our lives on TikTok every morning and then sometimes throughout the day. But then throughout the day, I have gotten a lot better, like in the last couple of weeks, of doing our stories on Instagram.
Last couple of days.
Yeah, maybe the last couple of days. Been doing stories on Instagram so you can see what's going on during the day, even like when we're not live. And then so follow us on Instagram, which we are living in Key West across every platform except for Instagram, because someone took living in Key West like a couple of years ago.
They don't even post it.
They don't post to it, but we've messaged them and we can't get them to reply. So we are Livin' in Key West, LIVIN, Livin' in Key West on Instagram. So follow us there. And then we have our Facebook page, Living in Key West. Follow us there. And then we also have a private Facebook group where we just like talk about random stuff, or I'll do like polls and stuff, which you can't do on the page. Living in Key West, the Clubhouse. You can ask to join that. And then we literally just started. Oh, we have our YouTube page too, which you probably know about because I imagine you're watching this podcast. And then we have our Facebook group that we just started for real estate agents.
Yep.
And it's LIKW Realtors. It's a private Facebook group. It is only for real estate agents. And the purpose of that is because a lot of times we have people who come to us and say, hey, can you sell in Tallahassee? Or hey, which we can technically, right? But can you sell in Tallahassee? Or can you help me with a house in Ohio? Or can you help me with a house in Portland? Or whatever it is. And we're only licensed in Florida, but we would love to be able to help people out and refer them to someone that we feel really good about referring them out to. So we have started this Facebook group to bring together real estate professionals who we can refer business to, essentially. Yeah. So if you are a real estate agent and you want to be part of that, again, it's LIKW Realtors. And when you ask to join the group, there's like 3 questions that you answer. And then once you get in, we haven't set it up yet. We're just getting people into the group, but we're going to have it organized to where we have like your name, where you serve, what your specialties are. And then when we have people that come to us and ask for a referral, we'll be able to send them your way. So yeah, join that.
Go join our groups.
Yeah. Greg will link to all that.
Thank you in advance.
Yeah.
Go check out our merch. Boom, boom.
Oh yeah.
People are starting to get our merch.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you see us when you're walking around, say what's up. There's a ton this week. A ton of people that, mainly a lot of people are following us on our TikTok because that's what we're doing our lives. That's where they're seeing us, and they say hello, and so it's cool and fun, and say hello, and
we love when you say hello.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's it.
That's all for this week.
All right, guys. Remember, if you're interested in any real estate down here in the Florida Keys, feel free to reach out, and we'll be more than happy to help you find a nice little piece of property down here. And
well, I guess technically, if you're interested in real estate anywhere, reach out. If we can help you, we will help you.
We'll connect you with a realtor.
If it's in the Keys,
in another area,
we will personally help you. If it's outside of the Keys, we will do our darndest to connect you with someone who will help you through. So yeah, happy to be a resource any way we can. Reach out to us.
All righty.
All right.
Thank you guys. See ya.